So this is a video I've been trying to make for quite some time. So here's the plan. I'm an artist and I started on YouTube as a sculptor, and I've transitioned to digital art recently because that's sort of the jam I'm enjoying. I love channels like Drawfee. I love channels that like really get into making fun, weird pictures, and so I've tried to do that with my art. But there's a small part of me that's always wanted to make a full journey. So I used to do these sculptures and they were fan art. And now I draw interesting pictures. And I wanted to, for the longest time, take an idea, sketch it, refine it, make it something special, and then take that image and turn it into a sculpture. And that's what today's video is all about. Join me on that journey, because yeah, I think you'll like the end results. So it all started with my live streams. I said, in the month of January, I'm going to take every Thursday for 3 hours and devote it to a single project, and it's going to be what I called From Sketch to Sculpt. And so the first stream was really about trying to decide what that first idea was ultimately going to be. I took on a number of suggestions, which included an emo elephant, a baker walrus, a magical radish, a bowl of ramen, and finally, the science chicken. Each one of these sketches was fast and loose and was all about just trying to get it out as fast as possible, right? Don't obsess over what it could be or what it is. Just get something on paper in order to get those ideas moving. And once the ideas started flowing and we started getting places, we filled a whole sheet with these designs, and each one of them has its own little bit of charm. But you can also see that by the end, I'm getting more concrete in my ideas. It's almost as if my very first responses to people's suggestions were not quite warmed up yet. But by the time we got to the end, there were quite a few that I saw as some of my favorites. I really enjoyed the walrus baker. I turned it into a drawing separately because I really enjoyed it and I didn't want to like leave it to its own devices without putting something on paper for it. Once I had these pictures, I gave it back to the stream and said, hey, these are the ideas you came up with. Here's what I drew based on it. What do you think? And they voted, and it was close, but Science Chicken took the top. This leads us on to the work of refining this image. Now, you know, I'm a fast drawer. I sometimes work too fast for my own good. And so refining was really this opportunity to take this drawing and try a couple things with it. I did a few different poses. I tried, you know, trying to take elements that I liked from it and shift them a little bit, and I finally landed on one core image of our science chicken, similar to our first image, but tightened up a little bit. At the same time, I made an exploded version of the science chicken, and people really liked that, and I liked the two pieces of it, this sort of pre-explosion, post-explosion science chicken, and so we ended up saying, hey, why don't we do both? I took those two ideas and went into the final image work. And this really is a matter of doing line art and coloring. I did a number of things here to try to make this, you know, even better. I worked really hard on getting some solid lines that really conveyed simple shapes that would be easier to replicate in clay. And I also, you know, did some various tests with sort of having a more baggy shirt and how to have the shirt coming off of the science chicken. In the end, I decided to go for a very clean science chicken at the beginning, and then the jacket sort of falls apart when it is done. I also did some color tests, put them out to the community, and they look something like this. In the end, it was the brightest color one that people liked the most. With the images done, it was time for us to start sculpting, and so I took a couple streams to sculpt these two science chicken poses. Back in the day when I was doing fan art, I often had to take 2D things and make them 3D, and so this was in my wheelhouse, right? Taking a 2D image and making it 3D. And so, as is common to sculpting, you got to start with your basic shapes and refine outwards. So we built these sort of core body shapes, and then I went and baked them. Once the core body shapes were done, I went in and started adding things like arms and eyes and all those other things. I did have to experiment a little bit with the glasses and the eyes and their relationship, because in the first drawing, the glasses and the eyes are sort of one and the same, and in the second one, they've exploded off the face and are falling. So I had to play around a little bit to get that to work well in 3D. I think it sort of turned out all right, and you'll have to be the final judge of that. As we wrap up the sculpting portion of this, I just want to say that it was really fun to be back in sculpting. If you haven't checked out some of my older sculpting videos, they're not as good in quality in terms of the actual presentation, but I was really proud of some of the work I did back then, and it was nice to do some again. The last thing we needed to do, of course, was get some paint on these bad boys, and I went about doing that painting as best as I could. Not always my strongest suit, but I, really wanted to take this over the finish line, and I hope that you really enjoy the final thing that we come up with. There we go, the science chicken in his pre and post explosion state. I had a lot of fun making this project. I hope you enjoyed following with me as I did it. Like I said at the beginning, this is a project that I've been trying to do for years now, and I've been struggling to even record and edit the audio to go with this because I just want it to be really, really fun to watch. I am still a relatively new creator, trying to grow my channel slowly and surely, and projects like this fill me with joy, and I hope they fill you with joy too. We all need a little science chicken in our lives. At the end of the day, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed checking out the science chicken, and of course I'll be back with more videos sometime soon. If you like this style of video, let me know, put it in the comments or whatever you're supposed to do on YouTube, and I'll try to do more in the future. For now, that's going to be it. So thanks for watching, and of course, till next time, keep being awesome.